This is the Hunt Quietly podcast. I'm Matt Ranella. Hey, dear listener, I want to see if I can get your help with something. You know, it's an incontrovertible fact that high quality, publicly accessible, non-pay hunting is in free fall decline in this country. And we're trying to do something about that, man. That's one of the main things we focus on in this podcast. Additionally, we also have a nonprofit, Hunters for Access, that tries to counteract negative trends in hunting access by showing appreciation to landowners that are enrolled in state-run programs that allow public hunting access. And we got a lot of events coming up, man. And some of these events cost money. We're hosting appreciation dinners to support access in Wyoming through the Access Yes program. We're hosting another appreciation dinner in Kansas in support of the Walk-In Hunter Access program. We have multiple appreciation dinners that we're attending where we're going to be giving out a lot of very nice door prizes in Montana. And we need your help with this, man. Like, hunters should just be behind Hunters for Access. Even if you don't live in those states I mentioned. We have things going on in other states as well, and we're trying to get chapters up and running in other states to support other state-run programs. But even if you never hunt in a state that's been touched by Hunters for Access, there's still a strong case to be made that you should be supporting our organization because it's all connected, man. The higher quality the hunting is in state A, the less likely people are going to be to crowd and lease and buy up exclusive hunting property in state B. It's all connected. We're all in this together. When we improve hunt quality in one state, it has all kinds of positive spillover effects in other states. So, yeah, it's just the case that hunters throughout this country should support Hunters for Access. And there's really two ways you can do this. You can go to huntersforaccess.org and make a direct contribution there. And I really, really encourage you to do this. And another thing you could do if you wanted to support the Hunt Quietly message, in addition to supporting Hunters for Access, you can go to huntquietly.org and buy our merch. When you buy our merch, 100% of the proceeds go to supporting Hunters for Access. And Hunters for Access is not a traditional quote-unquote hunting conservation nonprofit where it's like they do something positive with 20 cents on the dollar and use the other 80 cents for R3 and advertising and salaries. 0% of the money you give to Hunters for Access goes to salaries, advertising, R3. 100% goes to showing appreciation to landowners in this country that provide public hunting access. If you're concerned about the future of hunting in this country, high quality, publicly accessible, non-pay hunting, then I can't think of a better way to direct your philanthropic expenditures than by supporting Hunters for Access. So please, man, help take the stress off of trying to keep this nonprofit going and get these events funded and make a contribution. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Hey, man, they're important to.
I just started it up. I mean,
yeah,
we're
it just caught me off guard. I was like, no, my computer's freezing up. No. I was like, oh shit.
We're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, as we've been tracking declines in hunting opportunity, like reductions in the ability to hunt what you want when you want through time since 2016. And there's quite a large number. Non-residents can no longer hunt in this part of Alaska. This turkey tag went from over the counter to draw. The bag limit reduction here. And there's probably what now? 25?
I think I looked up somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 for you, or maybe a little bit.
There was already 15 there, so there's like 30.
Yeah.
Idaho deer tags, right? They just went from being over the counter.
Nope. In line with Nick's perspective on this, I did not put that one. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, deer and elk tags in Idaho and a bunch of units went from over the counter to draw. But they're still issuing the same number of non-residents.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like it was over the counter, now it's draw, but if you put in, you're gonna draw.
Yeah.
Not, right? Is that kind
of
No.
Oh
no. Okay.
No, it was first come, first serve up until this year.
Yeah.
So instead of the most instead of the most vociferous people, the people that wait in line all weekend outside the Fish and Game Management office, which was happening, people were camping for 3 days. Instead of those people getting the tags, just any old schmo will get the tags.
Gotcha.
Hey, but apparently if you work for Meat Eater, your opportunities have increased over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And if you talk about these things, the facts that you guys are talking about right now, then you're a complainer.
Yeah.
Well, this podcast isn't about that, but I did hear something recently where
we don't need to be too regimented here, Nick. We can.
Yeah, no, I got you.
We'll go where it'll go.
I got you. I recently did listen to one of the Meat Eater podcasts. It was an older one. When I say older, I mean within the last 4 months, but it wasn't like super recent. But one of the individuals, and I don't remember who it was saying, it was one of the main guys that's always on there, like a Spencer guy or someone like that. Main guys that's always on there was like basically saying like his dream would be that everyone has their own little private piece of property they can go hunt. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Hey, what if you don't want to hunt private? Number one. And B, how much land do you think that there actually is that's actually good huntable, that has like quality hunt? I don't know. Just it's like,
and I should just come out and say it. I'm talking about Brody Henderson. I got into a little spitting match with him on Instagram. And I understand what he's talking about. He's basically saying like opportunities are out there. You just got to be a go-getter and find them.
You're saying,
and I agree with him. They are out there. You do have to be diligent, but they're getting harder and harder. And it's not that way for everybody.
Right.
He was trying to nobody cares, work harder kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I used to be able to draw a tag every 2-3 years. Now it's every decade. Nobody cares. Work harder.
Yeah. Go to another trailhead, stupid. Okay. Sure. I'll just do that.
All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about hunting numbers, right? No.
R3, baby.
Well,
R3.
okay. R3 and recruitment, retention, and reactivation of hunters. But I was right, Jim. You asked me to talk about hunter numbers for a minute.
Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Yes. Please explain the misconception about hunter numbers in the United States.
Yeah, and this is a prelude to talking about hunter recruitment and whether or not it's needed. It's not. So since for going back in time from now, there's never been more hunters in the U.S. than there are right now, barring a 10-year period from 1975 to 1985. Then there was a few more, maybe 1 million more. But except for this 10-year blip in human history, there's never been more hunters than there are right now. There's never been less habitat. There's never been less publicly accessible land than there is right now, but there's almost more hunters than ever. And this is let me just state my sources real quick. There's 2 sources of data on this. One of them is the National Fish and Wildlife Service survey that they put out every 5 years, and the other one is license sales. They both have limitations. Both those sources of data have limitations, but they're the only 2 sources we have, and they both say the same thing about this 10-year period. So anyway,
I was going to ask, why do you think that narrative has stuck, that hunter numbers are declining and just blatantly ignored by the hunting industry?
I don't know if, I mean, I suspect a profit motivation. It'd be my guess.
I got a theory.
That they always want more hunters because it's more magazine subscriptions and gear sales. And go ahead.
Yeah, my theory. I got a theory a little bit. It's like we tend to I think people tend to kind of fetishize hunting influencers and hunting like quote unquote heroes. For instance, like when someone gets caught doing something they shouldn't while they're hunting, right? Someone gets caught poaching this or that, whatever. Like there was like what was it, 2-3 months ago, a few months ago, whatever it was, that one guy that's part of the Gritty guys,
Ryan Lampers.
And man, like, but this was before I don't have Instagram anymore, like I just told you guys, but before that, then it was like 90% of the comments I saw were in support. Oh, I can't believe you. This is such a good guy. It's gotta be a mistake. It's gotta be law enforcement. They're just trying to get somebody, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I think that if you have that perception that if the hunting industry, if your hunting heroes are telling you that we need more hunters, and you're not the type, and you're not like looking at the actual numbers and can look at it and go, well, this is just untrue. But if that guy's like your hero and he tells you something, I think you're just going to believe it at face value and you're not going to look into it.
Yeah.
So I think,
it's like when you're watching a movie, that the concept of suspension of disbelief, you have to just look past it. And I guess that's what the case is, that people just look past the facts.
Yeah.
I don't even think look at the facts, Jim. I don't think. I think it's if Randy Newberg was to come out and say we need more hunters because we are in decline, man. We're declining like crazy. Blah, 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 blah. I think 99.9% of people aren't even going to go look at numbers.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even. You can't believe what you're not even going to investigate.
I can't put something out about hunter numbers like I'm often as I sometimes do when I'm trying to demonstrate the case that hunter numbers are increasing, if anything. Every time I put something out like that, I got 3 or 4 low information people coming at me in the comments saying there's never been fewer hunters. Like,
Yeah.
there's, like I say, there's only 2 things you need to look at to figure this out. You know?
It may also be like a misconstruing the numbers, right? Because a lot of time, like people will be like, "There's never been fewer hunters." If you were to say, "Well, look at these numbers," it actually shows the opposite. Then the argument goes to, "Well, as part of the percentage, there's never been a lower percentage."
Well,
Like, I don't-
yeah. You
Good
Huh.
point. Yeah. They do that all the time.
well, there's never been a lower. That's what I meant. There's never been a lower percentage of the total population, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Right.
but that that matters so almost none to me. It's
No,
total
me,
number of hunters.
yeah. Yeah. If anything,
Yep.
the more people, okay, so we're talking about hunters per capita. Hunters as a total, the number of hunters divided by the total population, right?
Yeah.
I would say as the total population gets larger and this percent people that hunt then gets smaller, right? You follow me?
Should, theoretically.
Yeah.
You're right.
That we can support fewer hunters. Because the more people you have, the fewer hunters you can support. So,
I mean, just think about this. In 1977, our population in the United States was half of what it is right now. And I know to a lot of people maybe listening to this, that seems like ancient, but to some of us, it doesn't seem that far away.
no. Half?
Half. 1977 was half of what it is right now.
Man, those were the good old days.
Can you imagine that?
That's the year I entered kindergarten. Man, that's wild to think about.
I mean, it's 49 years ago, right? Is my math right? Yeah. 49 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess like the neighborhood I grew up in bears that out because there's like twice as much development there now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so in summary,
go ahead,
hunter
Jim.
numbers are increasing, for the love of God.
Yeah. Right. So we're gonna look at a little survey data, and I don't know what you guys found, but all the survey data that I found was funded through the same mechanism. Now, it wouldn't have to be that way. We're going to be talking about hunters' perceptions of crowding, okay? And the survey data about that. And there's other surveys that weren't funded by this group, but these surveys were funded by your tax dollars, Pittman Robertson dollars. A big chunk of those goes into the multi-state grant program. And then people apply for these grants to do studies and write reports and stuff like that. And a large number of these grants are used to fund research into how to increase hunter participation. so it's a study on how to better recruit hunters. And in I'd say in 2001 there was about $1 million worth of these projects funded every year.
But the grants can actually be to recruit hunters.
No, this is the multi-state research grant. It has to be research. So it's not like we're going to have a shooting day. This is money that's just used for research. And the research question in a lot of
this is up to $5 million, by the way.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That was the punchline. It used to be hovering around 1 to 2 million, and then boom, 2020, it shoots all the way up to 5 million now. Do you know why that is, Jim?
No.
It's the Pittman-Robertson Modernization Act in 2019. See how it goes from what it does there? It jumps dramatically right at the end.
Yep.
That's right after they modernized PR and made it legal for PR dollars to be used for recruitment.
This is actually worse that it's a research grant to figure out how to recruit more hunters. It's almost a little bit worse.
Yeah, this is all. So yeah, we've spent $40 million since 2001 studying how to better recruit more hunters. And that's your tax. That's your tax dollars. Let me just rattle off a few, the names of a few studies that y'all have funded. Employing social media creators and influencers to retain female anglers. An application of the Find Your Best Self campaign. $77,000 funded in 2025 last year. Using social influencers to drive R3 for fur-bearing trapping / hunting in eastern states. You want to hear any more? Or is it? Because
yes, please.
There's 80 here. Okay, a couple more. Social influencers to drive R3 in southeastern states. That's kind of similar to the last one. Leveraging influencers and content marketing to recruit bow hunters. Engage new adult hunters with YouTube advertising parts 1 and 2. Attracting new customers with social media video marketing campaign. All of those we paid between $22,000 and $77,000 a piece for each of those. And there's many, 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 many more. Meanwhile,
it's like they're,
and this is the upshot. In these surveys that we're going to talk about that are about R3 and barriers to R3, what comes up is the barrier to recruitment or to retention is recruitment.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an oxymoron.
Yeah. Any gains in one, it seems to me, and if you look at the data on crowding, comes at losses in the other.
I mean, I don't know if you have to look at like data really to even like prove that. It's just logical. Like that's how
Yeah, I know.
kind of how
It's totally
kind of
logical. Yeah.
that's kind of how I started. Like a couple months ago, I was thinking about this, and that's when I started texting you. We started talking about it. Like, how can you have like if we break down? Let's just call R3. Like, if you break it down, recruitment is R1, retention is R2, and or yeah, reactivation is R2. Sorry, and then retention is R3. Just logically, the recruitment part does not fit with the other two. Like it just
Right,
can't.
right.
Because
They
like
should
how
have
do
we
you
should have a seesaw with re retention on one side and reactivation and recruitment on the
Dude,
other.
that's the next shirt
You like
right
that?
there. Yes, I want one.
I think it's a good idea too.
That's it. That's the next shirt. It's got to be.
Oh, that is a good idea now I think about it. I just say so much crap. I can't keep track of what it really
And
means.
you got to make the guy on the seesaw for the reactivation like getting flown off like he's
Oh. Oh.
like he's out of control.
I would buy that shirt. But I mean,
Nick, you're in California, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine land is probably way more expensive in California than it is in Pennsylvania. But how much land could you buy with $40 million?
Oh, 40 million? I mean, California it's actually a really, really large and very, very diverse state. For instance, you can live in downtown LA or downtown San Francisco, and it's very, very expensive for not that much quote unquote land.
Yeah.
Or you could be I mean, even where I live on the east side of the county, I mean, you can go out there and buy a couple acres for like 20 grand or 40 grand.
But that's the point. Like, even in a state like California, if you want to open up access and keep people in the field, give us places to go.
I mean, 40 million,
Right?
40 million would buy you, I mean, tens of thousands of acres, depending on where it is. Now, we're
Yeah.
interested in land that, is also used for ranching or farming or this and that. That's usually land that's good for hunting as well. So, yeah, I mean, tens of thousands of acres or even potentially more depending on where you're looking. But yeah, I mean, who's got $40 million lying around to buy a hunting property?
Well, this multi-grant could be redistributed.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's just true.
I mean,
But
here's the thing. It would be better if for the existing hunting community, it'd be better if all that money went right back into the treasury, let alone being devoted to something useful.
Right.
Just if they didn't fund it, it'd be a better world for us.
oh,
Well, going
let alone take the money and do something that benefits the sportsman. That would be just like take it from the negative side of the ledger to the positive.
right.
So you got hey, here's a way of thinking about it. Instead of 40 million, just think of it as them spending 80 million to screw you. They took money from this good thing, minus 40, and devoted it to a bad thing, another minus 40. You're negative 40, 80 in the hole.
like they're going to instead of taking 40 million and giving it and buying land to make it for public access so everyone can enjoy it, what we're going to do is we're going to take the 40 million and we're only going to allow people to have more than 10,000 Instagram followers on the property so they can promote more hunting because they actually make us money.
Right.
Just follow the money, man.
Matt, you simplified it so well one time. I don't even know if it was a podcast with us or just an episode. You essentially said, like, wildlife really doesn't need funding. It really doesn't. It just needs to be left alone.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's what they don't need. They're not, wildlife aren't on life support. They just
Yep.
need, it shouldn't require too much funding, it doesn't seem like, in some, for some things, you know. Well, here's what bears it out. I'd say that, like, many of the places I hunt, nobody from Fish, Wildlife, and Parks has ever stepped foot on those places with some of them, you know. They've never been touched by the hand of the PR dollar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know it because it's a huge area and there's only a small number of biologists and managers and stuff like that, you know. So, well, yeah.
So what about so you covered the multi-state research grant. What about the enhanced hunter education money?
I didn't look at that one.
So my research tells me that it's 8 million fixed and can be used for broader R3 initiatives, shooting and public shooting ranges. 8 million.
Oh, these might be part of those, though.
Okay.
I think that these fall under that bucket.
And then there's the basic hunter education. It can be used for R3 by the states.
Oh,
which is up to half.
Wait, this isn't, the stuff you're talking about isn't part of the multi-state grant program.
No,
right?
it's different.
Then everything you're saying is different than, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's different. And that half of the handgun archery taxes, according to my source, was 68 million that could theoretically be used for R3. I'm not saying it has been used for R3, but it theoretically could be used.
You could figure it out, though.
So there's a shit ton of money available for people to grab for R3. I think the takeaway is there's a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just want to be clear, and they're not interested in R3. They're only interested in R1.
Yes.
And I'm saying this based on some research I did, some articles I did, and things like that, where you start
So 1R being recruitment, just connecting the dots.
Yeah, R3. It's, I think all these R3 practitioners and all these programs that support R3 and stuff like that, they're just saying R3 to be like politically correct, PC, and not ruffle feathers. But they're only interested in R1. And I'm saying that, like I said, based on some articles and studies I found and some things that it's very clear. Like, these practitioners make it very clear that recruitment is 99% of their goal. And if they happen to be able to retain or reactivate a couple people kind of incidentally in the process, then fine.
If they wanted to do retention, if that was their focus, then they'd go do habitat work and increase public access.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they should only be doing, in my opinion.
If they wanted to look out. Yeah. So, there's a lot of dollars spent that could be spent on retention that are spent on recruitment.
It's the same thing. Like, it's the same. I know it's just not that simple, but in my mind, it is that simple. Put those dollars towards, if you have to buy places to go, just buy the land and let it go. Let it be. That's, you know what I mean? Like,
and a lot of
simple.
places you could do that. I mean, there's places where you can't too. Like I think in Kansas they have a big problem with what is it, juniper or cedar encroachment or something, and that they gotta kind of actively manage that because it's just if they don't, it becomes sterile environment. But then again, a lot of places aren't like that. You know, I mean,
But
I'm not saying
even
we
if it's
shouldn't
not ideal
manage for. I'm not saying we shouldn't like thin trees or do prescribed burns or whatever for the sake of wildlife. I don't want to get people thinking that I think that. Yeah, why is it that it seems important to me to stress that critters just need to be left alone? Oh, it's to counter the argument that we need more hunters to fund conservation.
Right.
That's why I say that.
Another argument you hear that I hear a lot is, well, we need as many hunters as possible to, to speak up for us, right? Because like when these things come up, we need as many hunters there as we possibly can. And it's like I don't subscribe to that. I think that's illogical, and I don't think it's feasible. I don't think it's logical.
Yeah.
Like if hunters right now are 3% of the population, what are you saying? Are you saying you want 50% of the population to hunt so that we can win ballot measures when they come up? Like it's not that's not feasible or logical, I don't think.
In their defense, another thing is it can mean is that you call if there's more hunters, you got more people calling their congressional representative, their legislative representatives, and that's a valid point, except it's just stupid to think we're going to get people to hunt and then get them to advocate when there's the vast majority of people that already hunt don't advocate. So instead of getting people that don't hunt to hunt and then getting them to advocate, why not focus on getting the people that already hunt to advocate?
Yeah, that is a spot on point.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get 100% involvement in advocation of our 3%.
Existing, yeah, right.
Yes.
3% before we start going out. Yeah.
It's just so stupid, man. So, like, to me, it's just funny to me that the surveys I pulled up that have crowding data in them that bears negatively on recruitment were funded. These studies were funded to increase recruitment. There's a bunch of studies that say crowding is a major issue that were funded to increase recruitment.
Well, that makes sense.
And they gloss right over it.
What you just said is a prime example of this. Here's one of these studies. It's called Harnessing the Growth in 35 to 44-year-old Fishing and Hunting Participation. So that's the name of the study. The work was conducted, so it was funded by Fish and Wildlife Service, your tax dollars, and the research was done by Southwick Associates. They do a lot of these. They're a statistical. I think they do statistical consulting. And Backcountry Hunters and Anglers. Those two groups did the work.
Oh, that's right. I remember this survey.
So this is
the people that want solitude for you.
Yeah, right. This study was published in 2024. And I think we touched on this a bit in a previous episode, but I'm not sure. But anyway, there were 250,000 hunters surveyed, and they were asked questions, and then they had the ability to choose a response. Like, and here's the responses. I do not hunt as much as I want because it's too crowded. 20% agreed with that statement. I choose where to hunt based on crowding. 50%. I choose where to fish based on crowding. 65%.
I gotta stop you for a second. I don't understand how it's not 100%.
I know.
Like, who's
I know,
like,
you're right. You're right. Who the hell? Who the hell? No,
there would be a bunch of people over there. Who's saying that?
I know. So anyway, there's some of the results they get, and here's one of their conclusions. One of BHA's and Southwick's conclusions. Recruitment efforts must constantly remind people to fish and hunt before other activities capture their attention. That's what they concluded.
What?
Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave.
All right. I got some other stuff here, but I don't know if you guys have something you want to talk about.
Mainly it's just like some of the stuff I found, and I'll try to be kind of quick about it, just give it a little thing, but it's kind of some of the stuff I found, articles and things like that related to the recruitment, retention, reactivation thing, and why it seems like they're antithetical to each. At least recruitment is antithetical to retention and reactivation. Like I said, I'll go through quick, but I found an article posted on the NRA website called "The Evolution of Hunter Recruitment: Embracing the R3 Movement." Now, most of the article, almost all of it, is about recruitment, how to engage new hunters through mentorship, knowledge, skills, programs, things like that. Retention and reactivation are barely mentioned, like little blips in the article. And for retention, it says the author cites, building community through local hunting clubs, social gatherings, online apps, and forums as proper ways to keep people engaged. I don't know about you guys, but engaging in social gatherings, online apps, and forums is not the same as helping people who hunt continue to hunt.
Yeah.
It doesn't, that's not like this retention strategy would be great if you're trying to get people to be more social online.
Yeah.
Not you're trying to get people to continue to hunt. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So then with reactivation, it's also largely missing, like I said, but group hunts and gear discounts are cited as ways to reactivate people. So my interpretation of that, right, specifically gear discounts, my interpretation of that is we need more of your money. So buy this gear, get back into hunting, and hunt with other people, because it literally says group hunts. I'm sorry, but I don't know that you're really reaching the majority of people when you say, well, we're going to give you a group hunt. Oh, and we'll give you some gear discounts because, you need to buy more stuff.
Right.
I don't. And then there's a whole thing. It's called the Council to Advance Hunting and Shooting Sports. They developed an R3 practitioner's guide.
Yeah, I'm well familiar with this. It came out in 2017, right?
Yeah, we've referenced that before too.
Yeah, and so they have their tenets, right? Their things that you can do for recruitment, retention, reactivation. The interesting thing about that is there's one for hunter education programs, and that's listed under only under the recruiting side. And then retention and reactivation has like hunting programs, shooting programs, mentor programs, things like that. But what's interesting is all of the tenants of the reactivation and retention category are listed under the recruiting category as well. So it's like you're not getting anything, like you're not
You're
getting
not,
like
yeah,
doing anything special to retain people. You're just
yeah.
regurgitating. You're just regurgitating what you told them when you recruited them.
Yeah, right.
Do you guys want to know what AI had to say about the negatives of R3?
Let's hear it.
Yeah,
I figured I'd ask, since
Yeah.
AI is the new
yeah. Some of
new
all
hot commodity.
knowledge.
Right. Gave me a list. Number 1, overcrowding and loss of solitude. Number 2, pressure on wildlife and habitat. Number 3, the diversion of conservation funds. Number 4, commercialization of hunting.
This thing's been
I thought of
reading
you
our
on this next one,
website.
Matt. What's that?
This thing's been reading our website.
Right. I thought of you on this next one. This is all you. Number 5, lack of clear goals and metrics. Defined targets. How many new hunters do you want and are sustainable?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Cultural and ethical concerns. And limited effectiveness. Now, I'm not sure about this one, but I guess you could say that they're dumping a bunch of money into it and it's not really working.
That would not read that way if not for this group.
I think you're right.
I'm right. Because I did this with another thing the other day. I just for the fun of it, typed.
Oh my God. You are right. I'm looking at the reference for some of these, and Hunt Quietly is referenced.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that at first when I printed this out.
I knew it. And because the one I did the other day,
great.
what I did the other day was I typed in, why do celebrity hunters poach? And I got just a ton of my shit back.
Nice.
A ton of my shit and a ton of meat eater shit.
But I thought that was a pretty spot on list.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Jim, it's because half of it probably is from Hunt Quietly, so we would think it was
It's really an echo chamber now, man.
Toot toot.
I mean, we got to have an echo chamber the other way, right? Like all the
that's right.
They're all living in their own echo chamber.
We deserve our own goddamn echo chamber. Yeah.
Yeah, some echo chambers are good.
I don't know. Should we go through another study or so, or what are you thinking? I got one here that shows that this is funded by you guys again, and it's a survey of 40,000 individuals. The name of the article is "Retaining 2020's Surge of Hunters and Target Shooters." And in this, they asked if people were dissatisfied, satisfied, or neither with their hunting. And then the depending on region, the number of people that are satisfied varies between 49 and 67%.
Yeah.
Which means as many as half of people are not satisfied. They're either neither or they're dissatisfied. So
isn't there like 14 million hunters in the United States. So 7 million people are like, this sucks.
And they're the ones that hunt public. So everyone that hunts public is one of that group.
I'd also like to say too, when Matt says funded by you guys, he means you guys, the taxpayers.
Mhm.
Taxpayers.
Yeah.
Not
You guys
not
and
guys
me.
hunting.
Yeah.
Everybody. The
Yeah.
taxpayers are funding this, which gives me another thought. I wonder how. I mean, I know how we feel about it, but I wonder how the individual that has zero interest in hunting and zero interest in bringing more people to hunting, or maybe they might even oppose hunting altogether. I wonder how they feel about their tax dollars going
Yeah.
to more people into hunting.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's
Like,
like
what?
I'm being forced
They're gonna be like, you spent $40 million on what?
I'm being forced to fund stuff that's against my basic religion, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
This same survey, again, the name of the survey is Retaining 2020's Surge of Hunters and Target Shooters. Goes on to show a bunch of data on how much crowding increases dissatisfaction. Right? So, and then here's what the survey found. This survey was kind of cool in one respect. They classified people as retained, recruited, or reactivated based on their pattern of license sales. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with retained hunters, somebody, no, yeah, I guess there's a bunch of people in the survey that when asked, I'm sorry I went into all that. I didn't need to. When asked, are you going to go hunting next year? They said no. Okay. They bought licenses in the past and didn't anymore. And then they went out. So with that 26%, they went on and asked why. And the number one reason is that access to hunting land is too hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
So people that used to hunt that are no longer hunting, that are saying it's because access is too hard to find.
That coincides with the addendum to the National Survey of Fishing and Hunting and Wildlife Associated Recreation Survey done by U.S. Fish and Wildlife that essentially it answers the question on, is hunting a rich man's sport? And essentially, higher income families start hunting earlier, hunt longer, and retain more hunters than any.
Wow. I didn't see. I haven't looked into that. That's interesting.
Yep.
So you want to retain some hunters, don't drive the price up through the frickin' roof.
Yeah.
Yep. The other thing, if you're introducing a new hunter, don't take your African American or Asian friends because they have the highest reactivation rate.
Oh, I thought it was just
retention rate. Excuse me.
I thought it was Asians that have the highest retention, or
African Americans.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. That's interesting. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know what you just said. I was thinking something else. Okay, the highest retention is amongst
African Americans. 39%.
Asians and
36%. and whites are 35%.
What? That's saying that 2/3 of people quit hunting every year.
No. Of the people recruited, that the people that are recruited, so of 100, I don't know what this number is, but of 100% of African Americans that are recruited, 39% are still hunting 3 years later.
Oh,
That's their rate. That's
see.
the retention rate.
Okay. And what is it for whitey?
35.
Okay. More Asians hunting fish per
Yes,
capita
yep.
in the U.S. than any other race.
So here's something that's interesting that I wish we knew the answer to. But in this survey, they asked people that were recruited and retained if they came from, or what influenced them to stick with hunting, essentially.
What's this
And
report again?
It's the Fishing and Hunting Recruitment, Retention, and Reactivation in the U.S. It's an addendum to the 2022 National Survey of Fishing and Hunting and Associated Recreation.
Oh, how am I not aware of this fine tome from which you read?
September 2024 by Jerry Leonard.
Oh.
He writes.
I wasn't aware of this. So carry on. I just thought of myself as just like the master of all knowledge about this sort of shit. So I'm a little bit humbled right now.
No, you would you would be able to discern this information way better. I just glass over it because it's like there's a lot of stats.
Okay.
But if
they ask about crowding in there.
What's that?
They ask about crowding in there.
No, it's just R3.
Oh,
so this is
yeah, but these ones I'm talking about are R3. They're about, right? They're funded to improve R3, and then they ask survey questions to get some data on how to improve R3, and they find out the biggest barrier is crowding.
I wish they did, and you'll get what I'm.
That's what their data says. Yeah, that's what their data.
Oh
says.
yeah.
Then they conclude something else, like what was I saying earlier, that we must constantly remind people to hunt fish before other things grab their attention or whatever it was. Yeah. Okay. Go on.
So 61% of new recruited hunters said that they either had a hunter in their family or a child that hunted in their family. So in other words, an adult onset hunter has a kid that wants to hunt, so he starts hunting and takes them hunting, or has a family member that hunts. So 61%. I wish they would have asked where the other 39% were influenced to start hunting. Because then that would be a hot topic. Because I would imagine the majority of that 39% are social media, some way, shape, or form, hunting TV, some way, shape, or form, YouTube, hunting TV, whatever the case may be. I would imagine that number, the rest of that 39%, is influenced by social media.
I got a different take on this.
Okay.
When I hear what you're saying, 61% of people that take up hunting have a family member that does it, right?
That hunts, or a child.
Well, those people, just because they have a family member that hunts doesn't mean that they weren't brought in by media.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, all right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So, yeah, it could be I'm sure it's quite high. I got people coming at me every day going, I got into hunting because of Meat Eater, and now I see what you're saying. You know?
Yeah. I just thought that was interesting. I wish they would have asked, well, what did get you into hunting if it wasn't a family member or a child?
Yeah.
That would have been interesting to know.
Right. Well, I looked at a survey today real briefly that talks about where hunters get their information. That's the closest I could come. Like print magazines, social media, websites and all that. I could look at that for you if you want. Because I mean, that kind of bears on the question, right?
Yeah, I think if you got your information from a source that they're likely influential, that
this is of new hunters. New hunters
Yes.
asking them where they get their information.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then definitely.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could get into like the details on the crowding stats, but I don't know. It's just true that we already reviewed some of them, right? Yeah. That first, the thing about the BHA and Southwick. There's a whole bunch more where these surveys, they break down like crowding at your big game hunting area is not at all or slight. And for the West, that's 38%. Moderate, 33. Severe, 30. So that'd be like there's a lot of data like that in these reports. And then I found one report that is not about this, but it has questions of non-hunters about what they think of hunting social media that I had no idea existed.
And what did that say?
I don't know. Do you guys want to move on from this topic to that, or?
Oh, I'm very curious about what non-hunters think about hunting social media, because that is a thing that social media influencers say, well, we want to be able to put our story out there and this makes us look good and this and that. And I have never bought into that idea. I've never thought that a non-hunter is going to look at you posing with a deer you killed and be like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
They're either going to be different or they're not going to like it.
Yeah. And this bears that out. I already was aware of two sources of data on this. I mean, one was, go ahead, Jim.
I just want to close up the R3.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
The takeaway is that if you're listening to this and you want to be involved and want to help out, reach out to your bow company, reach out to the people that are in the industry, and just tell them to stop. It's not helping you as a hunter.
Reach out to the nonprofits. Reach out to the nonprofits.
Exactly. I can't say that enough. From all this is what, the second or third podcast we've done over the years on that at least touched on this. I would just say, man, reach out to the nonprofits, the hunt industry, the influencers, and tell them to stop.
This has been a hard stop, like a real strong stance of ours from the beginning. Like on our website, one of our tenets is don't give money to nonprofits to do R3.
Yeah, and I would say, and reach out to your representatives, because Matt's given you plenty of examples where your tax dollars are going into recruitment. So reach out to representatives and be like, hey, Why are we spending $40 million trying to recruit?
Crowd me out of my hunting spot.
What?
Exactly.
So it's now. I mean, it's a political issue now. It's not just a hunter issue or recruitment issue. This is legitimately a political issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a policy. It's a public policy issue. You can speak with your representatives about.
Yeah. And I wish we should pull together the sum total, if we could, if easily, of how much is spent on recruitment. What percent or what not? How much PR dollar? How many PR dollars are spent on recruitment every year? Like I say, it's $5 million a year for these studies. And then you laid out some other sources, Jim. Do you think we have a total figure?
Yeah, I mean, from what I had, so I had 3 sources, and this is the multi-state grant up to $5 million, the enhanced hunter education, which is $8 million fixed, and then the basic hunter education, which is half of the handgun and archery taxes that come out. I guess this recent wildlifeforall.us quoted it as that half being 68 million.
Oh,
It could theoretically be used for
but
R3.
does that include? Okay, but that would include like an R3 coordinator at a state fish and wildlife agency. Like
I
North
would read
Dakota
into it,
has, I think Montana does too, that they have somebody on staff that works on
I'm sure.
on R3.
Yep, I'm sure it
Is-
could include that.
Would that 68 million, that would be in that pot of money, you feel like?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Yeah. So
But
yeah.
nonetheless, it's a lot of money as we've
75 million a year.
yep. Crazy.
If that's all of it, if we're not missing anything. I mean, I know that's not a lot when you're talking about buying land, but it's something.
I mean, it's 75 million too much. It doesn't need to happen. You don't need to spend taxpayer dollars. I don't care if it's $1 to go towards hunter recruitment.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that.
If they didn't spend it on recruitment, that'd be we'd be $75 million better off.
75 million less in the hole.
And if they spent it on land access, we'd be 75,000 or 75 million even better off.
Yeah.
Okay, so any more to say on that? In summary, we don't really like recruitment too much, I guess is what we're saying.
Hunt private.
Okay, so yeah, I found this study, Increasing Cultural Acceptance for Hunting and Target Shooting. And this was, again, funded by your tax dollars. And I don't know, this one seems like a good use of money, because public acceptance of hunting has been in decline for several years now in the U.S. Jim and I have podcasted about this. It's creeping downwards. Overall, for hunting for meat, it's still in the 70s, but it was, I think it's now in the low 70s, and it was in the low 80s. Something like that. Maybe it's in the mid 70s and it was in the low 80s 10 years ago. Something like that. So there's some concern about that. So they funded this study to look at some of the reasons why. And there's some things I won't dwell on because they're outside of like our area of, at least my primary area of interest. Like
Mm-hmm.
They attribute some of that to firearm shootings. People are less warm towards hunting because of gun violence.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's through surveys, and they do surveys, and then they also do focus groups where they get together with people, and I don't think they got together in person in this study. I think they did it over Zoom. So it's just a different way of getting some insights by enlisting a random sample of people and interacting with them and getting their perceptions on things. I don't know, something that they did in this.
Huh.
But of those people, here's one finding that I found interesting. Did I give the stats on? I think this. Okay, this study was published in 2025. I don't remember how many subjects were in it. Not very many. That's right. This is a fairly small study, just in the for sake of transparency. But in their random sample of people that use social media, 25% said they had seen an off-putting hunting social media post. So there's an argument that you
25%.
hear. Yeah. There's an argument that you hear. It's like, hey, you don't need to worry about non-hunters because they're not looking at our pages anyway. Right?
Right.
Well, a quarter of them have some way or another seen something that offended them.
Right.
So,
and we don't know what that was. We don't know if that's a guy shooting a pig in the head in a trap, or if it's a guy that has a quote unquote tasteful trophy photo.
Oh, hey, they get from one of their. Check this out. This is this is right. What I'm reading right now, it bears on that. This is from the section on the focus group data. So we got this kind of loosey-goosey social science kind of a part, and then we have the survey, right? So from the focus groups I'm reading, photographs of harvested animals on social media are off-putting to many people. In one of the hunting focus groups, the moderator showed participants an image of a female hunter. This is getting to your point, Nick. With a harvested turkey. The photo was deliberately chosen to be as inoffensive as possible. Then parenthetically, there were no signs of blood anywhere on the animal. The hunter was smiling, and the image consisted largely of a visually appealing nature scene, on parentheses. The reaction to the image was mostly, but parenthetically, but not completely, negative. Some stated that this is exactly what they do not like, why they do not like hunting. One person stated that they do not take a selfie when they buy meat at a grocery store. The implication is that it is not enough that photos of hunters with harvested animals avoid showing blood or suggesting an overly doministic view of wildlife. For some people, any photo of a hunter with a dead animal is offensive and unnecessary. And this may be a direct cause of their dislike of hunting.
Yeah.
You guys know the precautionary principle? Where
no,
it's like why what like let me do it this way instead, because I don't even know what that is. The precautionary principle. I can't think of what that is. But it's not the right thing anyway. Like Pascal's wager. That's a better analogy. You know Pascal's wager?
No, what is it?
oh, you should believe in God because there's really no downside to not believing in him.
Yes. I remember it now.
Man, there is a downside though. Now I'm getting way off topic, but there is a downside. Because if you believe him, there's all kinds of stuff that you don't do that are kind of fun. You know? And you feel guilty.
You can do
a
them and
lot.
just
You feel guilty a lot, you know. But so if it is the case that hunting content on social media makes non-hunters more like anti-hunters, then there's a good reason to not post, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
if it doesn't, if these data are wrong, you're out nothing.
Yeah.
Because there's no benefit to doing it. There might be a benefit for an individual, but there's no benefit for the community.
Yeah, there's an economic benefit to the individual.
In a lot of cases, yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. There's no community benefit. Yeah.
No.
Individual benefit. But
No. And I'd say there's a deficit. You know, if it is true, well, I mean, like if that 25% of the people that use social media have seen an offensive hunting picture on social media, you're doing that to all of us, man. Whether we post online or not, you're risking, you know, you're stirring the pot. You're poking the nest for all of us.
Man,
right?
I have a firsthand experience with that.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Can I share my story?
Yeah.
So, my mother-in-law, she's still to this day, she's so supportive of hunting, and she's asking me about, did you get a deer? And she's always excited when I say yes. And I've given her the liver and kept the heart for her in the past years of the deer I've killed.
Damn, woman's an organ eater, huh?
She's
wow.
seen
this is your mother-in-law?
deer, my mother-in-law, yeah.
Okay, we can't just move past that. Like, we're going to get back to your story, but you got to tell me about this. Your mother, did she grow up in a hunting family?
No, she did not. She doesn't eat the heart anymore, but one year I kept it for her, but she likes liver.
Oh, see, that's even more surprising because I think most people like heart, and I think a lot of people don't like liver.
I don't like heart.
What?
At all.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever sliced it across the grain, about a 1/4 inch thick, breaded it, and fried it in a pan real hot and fast?
Mm-mm.
What? Then you can't say you don't like it.
Well, come on. That's not really fair, Matt. Just to say, like, he has to try it every possible preparation.
No, that is the basic. That is the basic preparation. That's the foundational.
What do you season it with?
That's the foundational preparation. Hot and fast, sliced thin. That's like, it's just everything else is like a derivation. That's the way. I can't believe you guys don't know this.
You know, the one way I had it that really just soured me was boiled. It was, yeah.
Oh, I like boiled
deer
heart.
camp.
I like boiled heart.
Oh, it was so bad. I was like, fuck.
Oh man, let that cool. Let it get cool and slice it real thin. Put a little salt on it. Oh, It's so
Tim, before
good.
you move on with your story, I have a funny thing with we're talking about liver and heart. I didn't grow up eating liver and heart because when I was a kid and we would get a deer, we had a neighbor and we called her Grandma Rose. She wasn't my grandma, but she was just this older lady that lived kind of across the street behind us and stuff. And uh, but she would always, man, from when I was a little kid, she would always like when she didn't, she never hunted in her life. I don't know if she had family that hunted or not, but she knew when hunting season, when like deer season was coming, and she would like kind of wait like around our back gate, like she'd be out there doing something, and she'd wait for my dad to come out and go, "Hey,
She's like a
you-
vulture,
you're ha-
man.
yeah." But she was super sweet lady. She was still mowing her own lawn like up into her mid 90s, 95.
All that organ meat she
Yeah.
eats.
Yeah.
So she would say, "Hey, I know hunting season's coming. If you guys get one, I'd love the liver and the heart." And so we always just gave it to her because that was the only thing she asked for.
Yeah,
So I
man. You're being a
loved
good
living
neighbor.
heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was funny. She would mow her own lawn, but when she got older, like into her 90s, and I was a kid, I was a teenager, she'd come over and be like, "Nick, can you start my lawnmower?" And I go, "Rose, I'll just mow your lawn for you." "No, no, no, I just need you I can't start it. Just start my lawnmower and I'll mow it myself." I'm like, "Whatever, okay."
Wow.
But yeah, I didn't grow up eating that stuff, but she loved it.
Nice.
She was always so excited.
Maybe there's something to the organ meat, man.
So,
My
hey, man,
mother-in-law.
I've heard that. I mean, in the modern era, we have a varied diet, but I'm told that the Native Americans, if they had not eaten organ meat, they would have suffered all kinds of mineral deficiencies and
Yeah.
vitamin
Yeah.
deficiencies.
I believe it.
Okay, back
No,
to your mother-in-law.
what? No, back to your mother-in-law, right? And then we got to get back to what you were going to tell us originally. I'm still trying to figure out. Did she ever make you liver and onions?
I don't like liver, so no. But she
Okay.
would make liver and onions for herself, and I believe my father-in-law would eat it too, but not me.
Okay.
No way.
Jim, you've
not-
got to
yeah.
eat a deer heart the right way, properly cooked. So
All right, I the next deer I get, I promise, I will keep the heart and slice it thin, fried in a pan. I'll try.
bread it. Get some like
Breaded.
bread. Yeah, you got to bread it.
Okay.
Get some fish fry batter. Just dip it in there. You know.
All right, I'll do it.
Make a little gravy for your first time. Make a little gravy.
Gravy.
Sausage
Yeah.
gravy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, you can put gravy on anything and it's all right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It'll eat.
Right. So my mother-in-law makes me liver and onions once in a while. I kind of like it, which makes me feel bad because I give all the liver of stuff I shoot to my dog because I don't generally like it. But when she cooks, it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, the people that cook it and eat it, they love it, man. You either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
Oh, well, I guess I'm an exception there because it's kind of like, it's all right.
Okay.
But
Maybe
only
it's
when she cooks it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those
So-
things where like if you don't cook it, you don't smell it cooking. Like I have that with
Mhm.
like I
Yeah.
like lamb, but I can't be around it like when they're cooking it because then
Yeah.
I just you know what I mean. But like if I'm not around it when it's being cooked, I love lamb, but like every time I've ever had it, and where I've been around when it's being cooked, I don't care for it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
liver's
man, you don't
I
wanna-
like the taste.
You
I
don't
like
want to
the
pluck
texture.
mallards all day. You don't want to pluck mallards all day and then have duck dinner either, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you agree, Nick?
All
or
right.
not?
So
What's that?
do you agree or not?
Well, I don't know. Recently, when
Like
The
if
few
you
ducks that I
shot you and your buddies shot 28 ducks
yeah,
and you start plucking at
Man.
noon.
yeah.
Or do you not even pluck?
I do. I'm not every time, but I do. It depends on the duck because I also like to make sausage out of my ducks too.
Oh, I'm gonna make
So
some goose. I've got a curing chamber set up now, and I'm gonna make some goose breast prosciutto.
Yeah.
Pretty soon here.
But like a few weeks ago, I killed we went out. I killed a widgeon and a couple other like what you would consider to be like good eating dabblers and dabbler ducks, and I ended up cleaning them up and cooking them up and eating them that night. So
Okay.
yeah, it doesn't
You don't need a
you
break.
know.
You don't need a break after you.
And I with quail, I do the same thing. I clean the quail up and I eat them that day usually.
Oh, okay.
Or if I get a limit, then I'll eat half one day, half the next day usually.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So meanwhile, back with your mother-in-law.
So, yes, my mother-in-law very supportive of me over the years with hunting. Would keep the liver and heart for her. She saw deer in the back of my truck. Never had anything but positive things to say. And then I showed her the video of me shooting a moose, and this is a close up. I mean, the bull was in bow range, 30 yards, and I shoot it twice with a 30-06, and it drops. And she literally started crying watching that video.
That had to be deeply uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, I was like, man, I feel really bad. She's like, no, 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 no. She was still happy for me, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but it made her cry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
full circle on this, like, you don't know what someone's reaction is going to be when they haven't been shown a hunting video or another animal dying, right?
Yeah. Even like this focus group thing where it's like a woman standing there with a turkey in the wilderness. And even that turns people off. It's like, and there's no upside. There's just no upside for the hunting community of putting dead stuff on. So I think we all agree. We're talking about public facing accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, because I'm her favorite son-in-law, it's all good.
Right. All right.
I mean, my mom is the same way. My mom doesn't like if we get a deer, she'll come check it out for a couple like 10, 15 seconds and then she's like out of there. It's not even it's like when we're processing the deer. Like if I get a chance to get a deer out whole, just gut it and get it out whole, I take it home to skin it or something like that. She'll come check it out, but she doesn't like it either. She's been around it her whole
Yeah.
life and she still doesn't.
I guess the point of me sharing that story was like I know firsthand that you could have an unwanted impact on showing somebody an actual hunting video to somebody that actually supports hunting.
Yeah.
You know?
There's even data in here. I should have brought it up. That's like, or it categorizes people like there's a group have grown less supportive of hunting in the last few years. And then there's have grown more supportive in the last few years. And the people that have grown less supportive, a disproportionate number of them have seen dead and dying animal posts on social media.
Yep.
All right, back to cooking and eating, because I got one for you.
Yeah,
a recipe, if that's all right. If there's nothing else,
no, let's hear it, man. I just had deer meat tonight.
I went to Cabo in early December and went spear fishing. Did I tell you guys that?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, and you know what a grouper is? What they generally look like?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different species.
Yeah.
Well, they have a lot of head on them, and we shot 3 of them. I wanted to take all 3 carcasses back, but I could only get 1 in my bag. And I took that thing and chopped it up and into like 3 or 4 pieces. I took the whole carcass, and
How much did they weigh?
this fish probably weighed 30 pounds, 30 or 40
Okay.
pounds. And then I steamed it for 5 minutes and then pulled all that out and picked all the meat out. It's crazy how much meat you can get off a carcass, man. Have you ever done that with a wild turkey?
The whole.
You cut off all the meat and then you take that carcass and boil it. You'll be very surprised how much meat you get. Like a pound or more. And this
Now,
is the-
are you boiling it to make a stock, or are you boiling it to
Well,
get the
let me
meat, extra
finish.
meat?
So anyway, you get a ton of meat off. I get a ton of meat off this thing. Probably 5 pounds, between all the
Yeah.
vertebrae and up in the head and the collar. Go ahead.
So this is after you've already filleted it.
Yes. Yeah, this is
So
just
you
the
filleted it,
carcass.
and you're just taking
I brought the
part of
carcass home. Yeah.
All right.
And then I pick all the bones out. So I got clean white fish meat. But I know from halibut, man, because I eat a lot of halibut collars, that the head meat on a fish is far superior to the fillet meat. And I tasted a little bit. It was fantastic. And then that same water chopped up a bunch of shit, some Hubbard squash, some Irish potato, some sweet potato. I had a little onion in there, and add that fat fish back in with a bunch of lemon and salt and pepper. Oh, banana,
fish soup.
green bananas in there.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Like the next day, we ate it and we enjoyed the shit out of it. This was on December 26th. And put in the fridge, I pull it back out to reheat it the next day for lunch. It's a freaking solid block. When it was hot, it was just a thin broth. And that's when when I reheated it, it went back to like a thin broth. But all that collagen in there. And then the next day it was even better, man. It's like,
Are you a leftover guy?
happened overnight. I generally enjoy leftovers just a slightly less than the night before. But with this, I liked it more. It's so good, man. If you ever get a fish with a big head, you should try it. It's so good. I was wondering about maybe doing it with catfish if we had a bunch of them. I don't know. But
Yeah,
I'm growing more and more convinced that the most flavor. I used to think that like rough cuts and game meat, like shank, were second class. It's like bullshit, man. The steak meat would be terrible in a stew, and the shank meat would be terrible as a steak. Right?
You used to think that?
No, that's just the fact of the matter. It's not like steak meat is better for everything. We just like lower our standards and use shank for stew.
Oh, right.
It's like the shank is far superior in the stew to what the steak would be.
Yeah.
With all that connective tissue works in a stew.
Oh my God.
It adds all,
yeah.
Yeah.
And when you were talking about the fish soup thing that you did, that sounds incredible.
It was so good.
My brain kind of went towards, it would have been hard for me to not keep like a good chunk of that picked fish meat and do some like like fish cakes, like
Yep.
crab cakes, like fish
Yep.
cakes, like
Yep.
Yeah.
cakes, like,
Yep. You could.
oh,
You could. Yeah, they'd make a great fish cake. Yeah. Yeah.
Every time we have salmon, I look forward to leftover salmon for the cakes.
Oh, yeah. Yo. Did I tell you guys I built a curing chamber?
You just kind of mentioned it, but you didn't expand.
Yeah, so it's a fridge, and you know how it's a fridge that has a freezer in the bottom. And so I cut a hole between the bottom and the top, and then in the bottom, I put a humidifier and a dehumidifier, and I put a heating element. And then there's controllers on the outside. So if it gets too humid, the dehumidifier kicks on. If it gets too dry, the humidifier kicks on. If it gets too hot, the fridge kicks on. And if it gets too cold, the heating element kicks on. So I can keep it in like the temperature, humidity tightly controlled. So that, because I want to make some cured stuff, you know, like I'm gonna put in some pepperoni this weekend. It's gonna be my first. I made some biltong. You know what biltong is?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is exactly.
It's South African. Like it's a cross between. It's kind of like prosciutto and it's kind of like jerky. It's got a lot of coriander in it.
Is it something you would like rehydrate and use, or
No, you don't. No.
Okay.
You cut it real thin. There's even you can even buy a biltong knife. It's a knife that sits in it's hinged and you know, connected to like a hinge, and the hinge is connected to a cutting board kind of thing. So you can just put a little bit and just slice it real thin because it's real hard, you know.
Yeah.
It's nice. But that was the first thing I did, but that's real easy. This is way more tricky. This pepperoni. There's a bunch of steps to it. But
so what was the reason you were boiling a turkey? For the
just
stock?
to get all
or
the
for
meat off. Just to get the meat off. Well, yeah, and then I did both. I usually do both when I do that. I make stock and I keep the meat.
Turkey?
What's
Is
that?
turkey stock good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. It's good. You know, it's you got to boil it down quite a bit because it's not like a butterball, you know, where there's a lot of,
Yeah.
Do you
the
roast
meat,
the turkey?
What's that?
The turkey, when you do that, do you roast the carcass before you boil it? Or
You could, but you don't have to. You can do it raw or you can do it after you roast it. Yeah. But it's wild how much you get off. I went with another dude, and we came back with 4 turkeys, and we did all of it. Man, there must have been 5 pounds or more, maybe.
Make some like turkey tacos or something.
I made turkey salad with mine. You know, like chicken salad, like with the grapes and whatnot. I don't think I put grapes in it, but
like a turkey noodle soup or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't throw out your turkey carcasses or your fish heads if you got big old fish heads. From now on, when I go to our cabin in Alaska, I'm not eating any filet meat when I'm up there.
Because the fillets, easier to bring back the fillets.
Bring those home. Right? Yeah. Eat the good shit, right? That's hard. It's the good shit, but it's hard to get home. Eat that up there.
Yeah.
You guys like halibut?
Oh, love it.
Yeah, me too. And a halibut collar is so much better, in my opinion. It's so much better. You know, it's the lower jaw.
Yeah.
Sure.
And what I like to do is bread them and deep fry them, and then make up some Frank's Red Hot and butter, like buffalo sauce, and just dip them in that.
Oh, there's nothing like beer battered halibut. My God.
Wonder what the poor people are eating tonight, man. You guys have heard that saying before, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Jim, you haven't heard that saying?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
No.
really? Yeah, just something you say when you're like, you feel like you're really eating high in the hog, you know? Ooh, wonder what the poor people are eating tonight, you know? It's just an expression.
Yeah, I miss having halibut. If next time I have halibut, I'll say that.
Yeah, just for the halibut. Say it just for the halibut.
Just for the halibut.
Oh, all right, gentlemen. There was a little levity, a few data points. I don't know what more people could want from us.
Yeah. For God's sake, stop with the R3, please.
Yes.
For the sake of everybody that currently hunts. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. More projects to do this winter. We're gonna do a little deep dive on ducks. Ducks Unlimited, that is. And see if we can bring you the straight dope on them, right? You guys are both gonna be on that project, aren't you? Please. I'm
Yes,
begging
sir.
Yeah, no, I'm in. Let me know what you want me to
you.
do.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, soon. All right. Good night. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Talk to you guys.
Bye.